Welcome back, everyone, to the 2013 Fresh and Furious Tournament here at Reeve Arena in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I'm the Derby Nerd, broadcasting here in the bubble. We have two simultaneous streams going on right now. You can tune in over at Reeve Arena or here at the bubble, all the way through to the quarterfinals. And then for the semifinals, we'll be shifting over to the arena on one feed. Lining up in this game, a very exciting matchup. Toronto Roller Derby's D-VAS, the Deadly Viper Assassination squad, who have traditionally done very well at this tournament, here to face off against Orangeville's Rollergirls, the Pulp Affliction. Note the Quentin Tarantino references on these two teams. And we are already now lined up with the opening jam of this final first round game here in the bubble. Very scrappy start already. Android WK jamming for the D-VAS, trying to work her way through the inside. Nice tight pat work from Orangeville. Starburst, number 5 in the orange, trying to bust her way through the back, and she does. First lead goes to Orangeville. Starbust is your lead jammer. Nice pack work right off the start from Pulp Affliction. Android WK is through. She's got about a half a track to make up, though. Nice slow offense from Orangeville. Starbust coming up to the D-VAS wall. Forced to call it off, though. Nice, simple pack defense from the D-VAS. Keep this one 0-0 after the opening jam. This game is brought to you by 1234 Skate Company. From equipment to training to advice, 1234 will get you rolling. Visit 1234skateco.com. That's 1234, all written, skateco.com. All right, second jam, 0-0. Orangeville, though, getting the first lead. And again, good pack work from both these teams right off the start. Moose Knuckles, the captain of the D-VAS, jamming in the black. Number 11 in the orange, that is Red Hot Sonya, having a hard time getting by Android WK, the D-VAS pivot. And Moose Knuckles at the front of the pack has broken through. She is your lead jammer for the D-VAS. K9, Kate Knievel was the last line of defense for Pulp Affliction. Nice work right there by the D-VAS to keep the jammer in the pack as Moose Knuckles comes around to score. She breaks through the back wall, picks up a few points. She's through for all 4. Takes a big hit there from the Orangeville pivot, but keeps going. She wants to make sure she gets that point and calls it off as she picks it up. 4 points for the D-VAS. First blood to Tord, 4-0. Interesting, these D-VAS actually have a couple skaters on their team who are members of Toronto Roller Derby. They're actually in the house league, but due to lack of experience, lack of game time, were eligible to play in this tournament, which was good because there are actually some D-VAS who had too much experience to play. Underway now, third jam. Oh, and M-Rage pivot for the D-VAS with a big hit on the Orangeville jammer, number 550. Oh, that's Halen Ass. She skates, actually, for Tri-City Rollergirls. She is a FreshMeat skater in Tri-City. Here playing for Orangeville to fill out the numbers, it's full deck, number 52 in black for the D-VAS. She skates in Toronto Roller Derby for the Gore Rollergirls. But Halen Ass getting through, picking 4, calling it off, tie game. 3 minutes into this opening round matchup. Of course, no matter what happens, each of these teams will move on. It's a double elimination tournament. If you win your first 2 games, you advance directly to the quarterfinals. If you lose the first one, you get another opportunity to pick up that second win. 2 losses will end your tournament. 3-3 in the packs. Very even early on. On the outside lane, it's Heavy Knitter, number K1 in black. She is your lead jammer for the D-VAS. Heavy Knitter also plays in the Toronto House League for the Chicks Ahoy. Oh, and a jammer penalty coming up to Pulp Affliction. Power jam for the D-VAS. Huge opportunity here. Now, Heavy Knitter may play for the Chickasaw. I believe she only played in one Toronto roller derby game, though, and she just, you see the lack of experience there. The initiator of the block did go out of bounds. I think Heavy Knitter saw that, but she didn't notice that she cut two other Orangeville skaters. D-VAS pivot enraged back on the track. Full pack for Toronto roller derby as they will have to face off against a very short power jam. Orangeville down by one. Opportunity here to get back in this game. First pass, though, for Starbust, the Orangeville jammer, number 5. Nice one-on-one defense from the pivot. Enraged for the D-VAS as Heavy Knitter comes back on the track. Starbust unable to get through in her first pass. Heavy Knitter has already made it through, gets knocked to the outside, though, by Orangeville pivot. Kate Knievel heading to the penalty box on a cut of her own. And Heavy Knitter will have 30 seconds now to try to pick up some points. Starbust cannot get through the pack. Nice defense from Enraged, and a big hit on turn number 3 clears the inside lane. Heavy Knitter in for 5 points. D-VAS building their lead just over 5 minutes into this game. Nice little push there from Constance Mayhem of Pulp Affliction, trying to get her jammer through, but Starbust just exhausted. As Heavy Knitter tried to sneak through to pick up a few points, got 2 more just at the conclusion of that jam. Nice work so far for the D-VAS, up 15-3. D-VAS coming this weekend with only 12 skaters, and they suffered an injury to Cirque du Soleil in the practices leading up to this tournament, so they're actually skating with only 11, another shorthanded team. 14-3 for the D-VAS, 6 minutes in. Lead jammer going to Orangeville, but nice work from Android WK. She is going to drag the jammer all the way back. Now she is the lead jammer. Red Hot Sonya, she can call it off, but Android WK is going to force her all the way back. And just in enough time to allow Full Deck, the pivot, to come in and try and capture. Nice try by the D-VAS. Showing some pretty advanced strategies there. Looks like Rubber Rectum's going to head to the box for the D-VAS, so there will be a slight pack advantage for Orangeville on this next jam. Moose Knuckles back out there to jam for the D-VAS, who are down 4-2 in the pack, but are on a power jam. Firecracker, Killer at Large, the only 2 blockers out there for the D-VAS. Oh, official review called. Once again, you are watching the 2013 The Fresh and the Furious tournament, produced here by Layer 9, producer for Tor TV, and brought to you by Canuck Derby TV. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Rumbling Rage Derby Shop. Rumbling Rage, your one-stop shopping experience. Everything you need to play roller derby all in one store. You can check them out at rumblingRageDerbyShop.com. Also like to thank Monster Muffin. Unleash your inner monster on the track in Monster Muffin Derby wear. From street to track, they've got you covered. Check out all the excitement at monstermuffin.com. It looks like the official review is over. There was just some confusion in the penalty box. There's still some confusion, I think, and it looks like the Orangeville jammer will be released. Paul Ass out there on the jam line for Orangeville. Moose Knuckles on the line for the D-VAS. Penalty boxes are cleared. Full track for both teams. 5-on-5 roller derby. Haul Ass is your lead jammer. And this is a big one for Pulp Affliction. Down 14-3, all the momentum going the D-VAS way. Moose Knuckles is through the pack. D-VAS very quickly taking the front. Orangeville just hanging back, playing a little passive offense. Haul and Ass coming up to score. She's facing a 3-wall of Divas. Carrie Knievel going in to work some offense for her. Here comes Moose Knuckles up on the back of the pack. Haul and Ass is going to have to watch it. 2 3-walls holding them off. Haul and Ass is through, picked up 4 points, but Moose Knuckles may have already picked up as Haul and Ass held it off. Just 1 point for Moose Knuckles. Divas stealing 1. 14-8 is the score, just under 12 minutes remaining. Sorry, 15-7 is the score, just under 8 minutes remaining. Divas finished 3rd place in this tournament last year. Looking to improve on that. And they're going to have to watch the penalty troubles early on in this game. They've definitely had more penalties than Orangeville so far. M-Rage, heavy knitter out there. It's Babushkill, though, is your lead jammer. Just getting through ahead of Starbust. Starbust, though, also out of the pack. And Took giving Babushkill the motion to call it off. That's Tukanale, bench coach for the Divas, his 2nd year on the job. It's a nice job by Babushkill to get through and call it off. Pack advantage remains for Orangeville, 4-2. Kate Knievel back out there to pivot for Pulp Affliction. We're going to see a lot of her, I have a feeling, tonight. Killer at Large jamming for the Divas. And it looks like heavy knitter, Killer at Large is through. She is your lead jammer, Red Hot Sonya, held in the pack right now by the Divas. And M-Raged, a monster so far defensively in this game. Moose Knuckles and M-Raged, only 2 blockers on the track, decide to hang back. Let Killer at Large work her way through. Killer's picking up 1. Pulp Affliction jammer coming up quickly, calls it off. And just in time, and she picked up 2 to help increase the Divas lead to 10 points, 17-7, just past the halfway point of this game. Give you a little update if you're watching this field over in the arena. It's 37-30. 37-30. Dirty Farmers are leading Capital City Cannondalls over on track 1. If you're not playing 2 feeds simultaneously, we'll try to keep you updated there. Here, though, it's the Divas up by 10 with 10 minutes to go, and it looks like Andrew WK is heading to the penalty box on a cut. Power jam for Pulp Affliction with Haul and Ass on the track. They couldn't have asked for better timing. Big opportunity here for Orangeville. Wide open inside lane. Haul and Ass comes through. Gets caught up by Babushkill. Nice hit from number 115 in black. But it could only slow her temporarily. She is through. 4-3 pack advantage on this power jam. Haul and Ass picking up 5 points. Orangeville within 5. Comes through on the inside. Makes a nice little apex jump. Couldn't hold her footing. She picks up 5 more points. It'll be tied with 8.5 minutes to go. Very low scoring game here. Haul and Ass now coming up on another pass. Enraged coming out of the penalty box to give the Divas a full pack. But 5 more points for Orangeville. We have our first lead change of the game. And Haul and Ass calls it off. 22-17 is the lead now. Android is standing, so a very nice call off from Haul and Ass. Some confusion coming on to the land, and both teams jostling off the line. 4-on-4 in the pack. Power start. Android WK, though, with just a few seconds left in her penalty, will come out there. And it looks like Pulp Affliction Boxer's not ready. Android WK is through, and she is your lead jammer. Android WK, and Starbust heads to the penalty box. Big break for the Divas. Poorly executed power start for Orangeville, and a huge opportunity now for the D-VAS to retake the lead. Starbust, who was having a strong game for Pulp Affliction, gets a penalty heading to the box. But again, the D-VAS cannot keep their blockers on the track. But Android WK is through for 5, tie game. Oh. And we have another lead change, excuse me on that one. D-VAS now back in the lead, 27-22. Tucanale decides to call it off. They want to make sure they have lots of time to work the power jam in this next jam. Bûches back out there to jam for the D-VAS. Enraged and Full Deck, the only two on the track for the D-VAS. Eleanor Rigamortis leading this pack on the power kill for Pulp Affliction. 6 minutes to go, 27-22, and it looks like the D-VAS decide to take a timeout. Another update of a tight game over in Reeve Arena. Again, if you're watching the bubble feed over in Reeve, it's 40 right now to 38. The Dirty Farmers leading Capital City. And it looks like that game is going to go into its final jam. I'll try to keep you updated as best I can what's happening over in the main arena. Once again, I'd like to thank our sponsors. Just a quick mention to Mill Street. You've been seeing the commercials all night. Big sponsor here of the Fresh and the Furious tournament. Also, 1234 Skate Company, skater-owned and operated Lucid Lou, skates for a number of leagues, but most notably Peterborough Roller Derby and Durham Region Roller Derby. And a big thanks to Rydell, of course, supplying all of our MVP prizes for the tournament. All right, and we are off here now. 6 minutes to go. D-VAS up by 5 with a slight power jam here. Bûches trying to jam one for the D-VAS. Enraged heading back to the penalty box. Story of this game is the D-VAS cannot keep their blockers on the track. As you can see, Full Deck out there all alone. Bûches is through. She is your lead jammer. Full Deck, though, the lone blocker on the track right now for the D-VAS. Starbust, number 5, back on the track for the Pulp Affliction. Full Deck just trying to hide the inside. Starbust with a nice skating, pushes through. And now Full Deck heading to the penalty box. Enraged DOA also on deck for the D-VAS. Bûches comes and picks up a few points, calls it off. 2 points picked up to increase the D-VAS lead to 7 points, 29-22. Pack advantage continues. Red Hot Sonya back out to jam for the Pulp Affliction. Android WK, it looks like, for the D-VAS. Number 737 in the black. Jammers released. Killer at large, trying to hold her own all alone out there for the D-VAS. She's doing a nice job, but Android WK trying to burst through. Just a little late. Red Hot Sonya is your lead jammer for Pulp Affliction. But Android WK making up a lot of track quickly. D-VAS with a nice defensive position. Red Hot Sonya is going to have to be careful with the call-off. Does she call it in time? And she doesn't. 2 points stolen for the D-VAS on that jam. 4 minutes to go. D-VAS up in a tight one. 31-22. 9 points is the difference. 4 minutes to go. Great start to the 2013 The Fresh and Furious tournament. Some tight games. Just a few sort of one-sided games. That's it. Again, to give you an update on the other track, it looks like the Dirty Farmers have done it. They've pulled off the victory against Capital City 44-40. But back in this game, Holland Ass, who has been unbelievable for Pulp Fiction, can't quite get through that last line of defense set by Bûches. And your lead jammer is Heavy Knitter, number K1 in the black. Heavy Knitter coming up to a 3-wall in the back, gets by it, picks up at least 3 points. Let's see, all 4 for the D-VAS. None for Pulp Affliction, 35-22. 13 points is the difference. Biggest lead of the game for either team so far. Oh, I apologize. That game is not yet over in the other track, but it is a 44-40 lead. Just under a minute to go. All right, Killer at Large trying to fight through the middle. A nice hole opened up by Moose Knuckles. She is through. Lead jammer for the D-VAS. Starbust, number 5, having a hard time getting by. Just a 2-wall of the D-VAS. She finally does get through, but nice defense from Rubber Rectum and Moose Knuckles. Enrage back on the track now for the skaters in black. Killer at Large going to the outside. She got at least 3. Did she get all 4? She did not. Just 3 points on the board, but still, D-VAS increasing their lead with 2 minutes to go. They are up by 16. It looks like an official review being called by the D-VAS. This could also be just smart bench work from Tucanale. Of course, in these 20-minute games, each team is given 2 timeouts, 1 official review. The D-VAS have already used one of their timeouts, so maybe Tucanale just trying to kill some clock here, but he might have a valid argument as well. So it looks like the Dirty Farmers are wrapping up a victory over in the arena. They're on a power jam right now with time gone off the clock, 30 minutes remaining on the jam clock. 58-40. Looks like, I don't know if it's an upset, but a big victory for the Dirty Farmers over there. Oh, it looks like they're going to be trading jammers, but there won't be enough time left for Capital City to mount a comeback. So once again, if you're keeping track at home, Dirty Farmers winning over in the arena over Capital City. We'll have a final score for you shortly. Here in the bubble, the official review is done. We're back on the track, 2 minutes to go. D-VAS up by 16. D-VAS in black over Pulp Affliction in the orange. Jammers released. Android WK trying to fight through. Looks like she had a hole, but it got blocked nicely. Nice pack work from Orangeville, but Red Hot Sonia can't get by the front wall of the D-VAS defense. Neither jammer able to get through. Finally, Andrew WK is through. She's your lead jammer. Big pickup for the D-VAS. Battering Man with some nice one-on-one defense. Now Babushko comes in to help her out. Great defense on Red Hot Sonia. Full deck now. Last line of defense has to let her go. But already Android WK gets through, picks up 4 points. Takes a look at the bench, decides to call it off. 1 minute, 18 seconds left in this one. At least one more jam to go in this one. 4-3 pack advantage, no surprise for Orangeville. The D-VAS going to have to tighten up this their blocker penalties as this tournament goes on. That could be something that comes back to haunt them. Timeout called by Orangeville, and now I can give you the official final. It's 58-40. The Dirty Farmers out of Durham Region Roller Derby with a big victory over the Cannon Dolls out of Ottawa's Capital City Derby Dolls. It's a big win for the Dirty Farmers. The winner of this game that you are watching between Pulp Affliction and the D-VAS will go on to play at 3 o'clock against Crow City. Of course, with only 7 skaters, pulled off the big victory, as you just saw, over the Power Dames from Seaway Roller Derby Girls. All right, back underway here. Less than a minute to go. This is more than likely our final jam of this showdown. Heavy Knitter out to jam against Haul and Ass, and Haul and Ass, it looks like she got a cut or a forearm. Called power jam to close out the game for the D-VAS. It is now their game to control, and they will take this one. 30 seconds left on the game clock. Lead jam on the power jam. Just up for the D-VAS. Heavy Knitter looking at her bench. getting the keep it cool, pick up some points, wait the 20 seconds and call it off. Kate Knievel looking to throw some defense. The Orangeville pivot, though, heading to the penalty box with an out-of-play hit. And Heavy Knitter picking up 4 points to pad the lead. 4 seconds left in this one. And the clock has expired. Oh, a big hit onto Heavy Knitter. It looks like a direction of gameplay being called as Knitter. She lost her helmet cover. She cannot call it off. But the game is effectively over as soon as she puts that back on. Oh, and she is shaken up from that big hit. Now that she's got it back on, oh, she's not going to call it off. And now the bench tells her to call it off. She falls. And Heavy Knitter through for 4 more points. And finally, she calls it off. And that's going to do it. D-VAS pick up the win. They move on to face Crow City at 1 o'clock. And once again, for all those Orangeville fans watching, this is not the end for Pulp Affliction. They have a second chance to pick up their 2 wins. They'll be moving on to play the Power Dames. The Power Dames out of Cornwall, Ontario. So Pulp Affliction will be back with a second chance to make it through. But the winners here in this one, the final score 52-22, a 30-point victory for Toronto Roller Derby's D-VAS. Again, that concludes the opening round of this double elimination bracket. So let me just give you a rundown of what happened here in the bubble today. We started things off at 11 o'clock with the neophytes falling to the smooth operators out of area 705 roller derby 66-52. That was followed by the Fergus Feims, I think I'm saying that right. Fergus Feims, also with some Grey Boo skaters, defeated Queens Court out of Queen City, Buffalo, New York, 113-36. That was followed by a victory by the very short-handed Crow City Rollergirls, 43-38 over the Power Dames. And of course, you just saw the D-VAS with a big 52-22 victory over Orangeville's Pulp Affliction. And that will wrap it up. So coming up at the bubble, we've got the 705 roller derbies, smooth operators taking on Fergus. The winner of that will have an opportunity to advance straight through to the quarterfinals. And then when we will have Neo playing against Queen's Court as the neophytes. I'm going to be off the mic, though, here in the bubble. I'm going to pass things over briefly to Broad Crasher. Once again, you are watching the 2013 Fresh and Furious Tournament here at Reeve Arena in Toronto. I am the Derby Nerd. You are watching Canuck Derby TV.